It's 12:03, precisely on time. And Edward is never late, nor is he ever early. He arrives precisely when he means to. And that is on the 27th of April. Is that right? 2020. And that means that it's time for one thing and one thing only. That it's time for today's The Quiz with me. It's your host, Edward C. Lewis. Am I a little bit delayed on my mouth? Am I a little bit delayed on the mouth?
I don't know, but you're repetitive.
Yeah. I mean, that goes.
I'm not sure if you are because I've got a delay anyway, so I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what you're saying.
You don't. You never. I mean, that doesn't change anything, really. Is it? Am I? Hello?
Hello?
If I stopped goofing off, it doesn't sound too bad. Maybe it's right. Hey everyone, good to see you. Ever so slightly off. We'll work with it. It's all right. We're a professional outfit here. We're doing the best job that we can possibly do. We're doing the best job we can possibly do. That was my impression of Louis Armstrong. Okay, hey WNL, how are you? I'm joined by WNL. You're looking, like you've joined a monastery. You look. I like this. I love it. In fact, I love the top, the collarless shirt thing going on.
Oh well, I have a few, from the days when they were fashionable, and I'm a firm believer that we don't just change clothes at monthly intervals because of fashion. We tend to, think of the quality and keep wearing.
You're almost a communist in that way, aren't you? Which is strange. You do look a little bit like you could be going for the sort of for the workers, right now, like with that one on. There's a little bit.
I've always been for the workers. Yes.
I know you have out there campaigning for anti-fracking, all sorts of fun stuff. But by the way, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've noticed something. If you look over there, there's some people looking at us. Osric 42, Jack Little, Maniac Psycho, Alien, Dixter 42, Osric 42. We've said that already. What's with the 42? Oh, it's the meaning of life, isn't it? Jack Little, Maniac Psycho, Barrett Rockstar, The Winter Mute, Araror. Ugh, it's almost as if all of the best ones are here. That was a big one, wasn't it? I enjoyed that one. Let's see how big we can make that moment. I've got my coffee. That's why we're 3 minutes late, is because I was doing a pour over. I'm so sorry. While you're all sitting there waiting, patiently listening to music, I'm in the back just making a coffee. I imagine that's what it's like with rock stars on stage. Everyone's like, God, cheering for Metallica to come on. Did I just compare myself accidentally to Metallica? I think I did. And they're just like, 1 second, one second, man, we're just making a coffee. Sorry, I'm just doing my crochet. I'll be out in a second, Lars. And Lars Ulrich's there like with his drumsticks getting really anxious. Napster. Oh, I hate Napster. That's what he says. That's his catchphrase. Ed said, my name twice, life goal achieved. How was everybody's weekend? How was your weekend, WNL? And I'll wait some responses in the chat and we'll read some weekend stories.
Well, productive. How's that? I actually fashioned supports for the foundation of the shed. Took everything out of the shed. Ugh, you wouldn't believe it. I'm trying to nurse it in. It's already about 35 years old, this shed, but I'm trying to nurse it into 36.
Well, that I remember. I helped you a few times. What's the word that we used? You retack the top with things.
Oh yeah, roofing felt. Yeah,
roofing felt, and that was the first and last time.
I put some more on in November. Put some more on in November. I've weather coated it again. It's changed houses, twice. And I bought it secondhand.
Has it?
About 29 years ago. Yeah,
it's nearly older than me. That shed.
Yeah. And it's wearing rather well, so you'll have to work at it, Edward. Yeah.
To as well with that shed. That shed was, I remember when I was very young, and my sister Madeline, she called it the Mad One Club, And she put, which is, by the way, we are both part of this club, equal members, or at least you would assume so, that we'd be equal, because who's suddenly decides that it's called the Mad One Club, named clearly after her, like, and she would set me homework. I remember having, like, the clubhouse, and we would go and she would set me tasks to do. I remember my friend Scott coming round, right, and she was like, right, look, and I was like, look, you've just got to listen to what she wants. You've got to do what she wants. And we would go in, and she would make us do like maths. And I remember my friend Scott, who was like, he's just looking around and he's just going, why am I doing work? It's Saturday. Like, why am I doing maths? And it wasn't
homeschooling without a pandemic. Yeah, I know.
It. We were ahead of the time. Maybe my sister was ahead of the time, but she also did used to give me all of the shinier coins, didn't she? She would say, these ones are for you, and they were the big ones, and they were the 2p's. So she would take all the 20p's, and I would get the 2p's, and I was like, hold on, this doesn't seem right. And she'd go, no, they're the shinier ones. Look how shiny they are. And I'd be like, okay, they are bigger.
It was mostly the size. You know, the pennies, the tuppences were far larger than the 20s and the 5s. She says, I'll take these little ones. You can have these nice big ones. And you loved them. You saved all those nice big ones.
Yeah, I did. Well, and, you know, and it taught me the meaning of money now. As you can see, I'm clearly a very wealthy stocks and shares banking man.
And never trust an older sister, yeah.
Oh, I trust her now, just about. I mean, she shows me enough at this point. So, how many years have we known each other at this point? Osric says. That's a good point. 2014, 6 years. 6 years we've known each other here in this chat, which is incredible. Jack Little says, I finished Doom Eternal. Turn out there's a big monster at the end. Spoilers, Jack! Spoilers, Jack! Jester D says, hi all. Sorry I'm late. Alien says, weren't you going to have a coffee an hour before and then so you're not hyper? Yeah, but I've had a morning. Jack Little says, I finished reading my book. Oh, that's nice. What book? You made a thing for a friend? Yes, Jack Little, you did make a thing for a friend. Spoilers, that friend's me. And we've got something very exciting to show at the end of the show, which I'm really looking forward to. I finished Close to the Sun. Oh, great! On your award-eligible Twitch stream. And you sang some songs. That's very sweet. I've discovered... Oh, I've lost that one now. Manic Psycho says, the moral of this story is that Ed is a cheap date. Well, ask Berit. She might be in the chat. She can be the judge of that one. Running Fibonacci sequences and using them to approximate PHI.
PHI, that's close to pi. I had a friend once who, well... Yeah, let's be honest. I started off in physics and astronomy, didn't I, at Case Institute of Technology in Cleveland, Ohio. And basically this friend of mine, I'll name him because this is quite an achievement, Al Poppelman. And just for the sake of it, he decided to memorize pi. And he had it memorized up to 785 decimal places. Could rattle them off just like that. He was quite a genius. And then he decided to stop. Al Poppelman. He just decided to stop because somebody else had broken the record in the Guinness Book of Records. And he thought, I can't be bothered to go any further. And I thought, 785 decimal places. And
got so
I'll
close.
stop.
And he's just like, nah, not for me anymore. It's like the whole thing of like, I choose not to do it anymore. I could do it if I wanted to, but I choose not to. Great. Genius or madman, you decide, says Orange Spark. Hello, Orange Spark. Good to see you. Roby-Wan Kenobi, morning. You never need to apologise for the caps, Roby-Wan Kenobi. You can capitalise whatever you want. Capitalise the words, capitalise on the new knowledge that you're going to gain from this live stream, and just capitalise on our friendship. So just you never have to apologise. I liked it. It was like, morning, folks. Like, hello, morning, folks. Like it was good. 300 was Jack Little's record. That's pretty impressive, though. 3.14. That's it. That's it. 15927, something like that. 3.1 for 15937. As far as I can go. 5 or 6. Orca Force has prioritized a message. and it says, can I capitalise this stream and ask people to donate? Orca Force, tell us a little bit about your cause, and then perhaps we can. Of course, right, we want to support any positive things here in the stream, so if you are working towards something that's positive, let us know what it is. And of course, people can make the decision, absolutely. Yeah, the toast of London's good morning! It sounds like, yeah, his name, whatever his name is, he's good. They reckon that in practical terms, we actually only need about 8 digits. The cause is biscuits, says Orca Force. Okay. And then I don't know if that's something that we can really action here, unfortunately. It is a great cause, and like, if people want to message Orca Force directly, and if he or she is missing biscuits and needs them, they are there. Help them. Pocket calculators make us say that for sure. Oh, I donate 2 lumps, says Cosmic Grog. Hi, Cosmic Grog. Good to see you. And good to see everybody. And I think that I had a nice weekend. I don't have anything to report. I woke up nice and early today, went for a run. That was good. Recommend exercise. That's good. That's it. That's all I got. I went for a run. What else did I do? Nope.
It's nice when things like that blend in with everything else, and the exercise is just a part of the daily routine, and you can't really remember.
I've got nothing. I'm here every day. I worked hard last week. Got some good breakthroughs at work. Well, I'm stumped. All right, WNL. Why are we here? Why are we here? What is life? What is life?
What is life in the meaning? We're here for a quiz, of course, and we've got 10 questions. And for those of you who have never been here, well, hopefully you're here on purpose and you're going to stick with it. The idea is, of course, that we have 10 questions, and turn off the chat stream. I'll be able to see your answers. He won't. And I'll ask a question. I'll take your first 3 answers. If we have some sort of consensus, that's your answer. If we don't, it'll be the first of the 3. That becomes your answer. Then I'll ask Edward for his response. We'll find out what he thinks and compare as the scores skyrocket. Yes.
Wonderful.
10 questions today. And today it's all about the letter E. Okay. So all of your answers will begin with the letter E. If they don't, they're wrong. Simple as that.
Okay.
That's the only clue you're going to get.
That's the only clue. Okay. I still think Edward makes you sound like you're in trouble. Jadnas says Euphoria. Mustang Barnes says E. And so does Cosmic Rock as well. All right, everyone. E. Game on. All right, everybody. Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you for being here as usual. Please do tell your friends and keep coming back because, hey, we're here every day. How many weeks have we been doing this now? 5? Is this our 5th week?
This is our this is I think into our 6th week. This is our 23rd quiz. We did have, of course,
6th week. Is it really?
I think so. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Bye bye,
like
everybody. Good to see you all. Be nice to each other. Say hello, Andy Pipkin. Hello, and enjoy the quiz.
Okay, here we go. Question number 1 in our letter E round. Listen carefully. This spherical Dutch cheese is usually pale yellow with a red rind. This spherical Dutch cheese is usually pale yellow with a red rind. I have their answer.
Red rind.
This is not a music round.
Edam.
Not that we could have gotten your response. Edam is correct. Well done. Okay. Hey, good. It's nice to see you both starting off so well. 1 point apiece. The chatters. To a person, Jack. It was Edam. Okay. Question number 2 then. This is a standing wooden support for an artist's canvas. This is a standing wooden support for an artist's canvas.
That one's...
I have their answer.
That one's easy. It's easel.
Easel. Easel is absolutely correct.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have an easel?
Not last time I checked.
I would like one. I want a fully fledged, nice big one that I can sort of, put up at different angles outside for the sun and things like that, and do our work on. In the meantime, that's a good excuse not to actually be artistic at the time being. Anyway, easel is correct. Okay, it is 2 points apiece. Perfection personified. Question number 3. When first erected in the early 1930s, this measured 381 meters, or 1,250 feet tall. When it was first erected in the early 1930s, this measured 381 meters high, approximately 1,250 feet in height. I have their answer.
I mean, it begins with a T, or L even, because it's La Tour Eiffel, but it's Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel. Do you know also that the Empire State Building begins with an E? And the Empire State Building is what I'm after this time.
No!
And both you and the chatters, everybody went for Eiffel Tower.
Oh, good.
Duplex, well done, but a little too late. Okay.
Woof.
So it remains 2 points to 2. Okay. A chink in both armors. Question number 4. Number 4, this seaside resort is 17 miles east of Brighton, located immediately east of Beachy Head. This seaside resort is 17 miles east of Brighton, located immediately east of Beachy Head. And I'll give you a clue. It begins
with the letter
with
E.
And I have the...
Oh, I don't know it. Seaside town or a seaside resort specifically?
Seaside resort, seaside town. Yeah. I mean, clues are in the question right there.
Wait. I've got it.
17 miles east of Brighton, located immediately east of Beachy Head.
Is it Beachy Shoulder? No.
If it is, it's wrong because it doesn't begin with an E.
Wait. No. I know. I'm doing well, and I want to keep this well going. Oh no! No, don't know it. Moving on. Pass. Sorry, can't do it. Exeter Beach.
Exeter Beach. Well, as I said, the clues are actually in the question. Located immediately east of Beachy Head, east of Brighton. It is Eastbourne. Okay.
I wouldn't have got it anyway.
Bear yourself a little bit east. There you go. It's Eastbourne, and they got it correct. So, sadly, Edward, for you, you're 1 point in arrears. It's 3 points to 2 to the chatters. Okay. Question number 5. Number 5. Listen very carefully here.
Where's your loyalty, Lewis? I saw that.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. This next question, again, remember, no recourse to online dictionaries or anything like that. You've got to just have it in your head and have a good guess. Question number 5. After the eagle and the eaglet, what is the next living creature listed in the Oxford English Dictionary under the letter E? After the eagle and the eaglet, what is the next living creature listed in the Oxford English Dictionary under the letter E?
Well, eagle is the first iteration. Eaglet, of course, is the in the first evolution, and then it becomes eaglor when you train it up enough. Your eagle becomes an eaglet, and then you train it. You keep training it, fighting all the other Pokemon, and then it becomes eaglor. So that's the Pokemon. But I don't.
Well, if you think that's in the Oxford English Dictionary, that should be your answer. But be careful. I have their answer.
Egg isn't an animal, is it? Not yet.
Not yet.
Elephant.
An elephant. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Okay. An elephant. An elephant is a very good guess and a very large possibility. The Chancery went for the egret. E-G-R-E-T, which alphabetically would beat out the elephant. But the actual living creature that listed in the Oxford English Dictionary after eaglet is the earthworm. The earthworm, sticking with that EA combination.
That's a hard question.
That was. Thank you. Yes. It required sort of, just snaking along or earthworming along. So nobody
Stop
got
trying to
it.
worm your way out of this one.
Nobody got it correct. Well, yeah, not yet. We had an egret spelled with an EA. That was closest, but earthworm. Earthworm was correct. So it's 3 points to 2 at the halfway stage.
Fine with me.
On to question 6. Here we go. Second half of today's quiz. Listen very carefully for this. It's a bit of a multiple choice.
Multiple choice. That's a great
Multiple
quiz
choice.
team name.
Multiple joist.
Multiple
It
choice.
could be a builder's team. Yeah, taking out walls, putting in.
Or it's a quiz on James Joyce called Multiple Choice.
We could do one. Well, that would be too hard. Maybe
we couldn't.
I would enjoy that. That's one of my areas.
Well, you can,
okay,
you can do one if you like, and we'll just see if we can get one at least.
Yeah, that maybe we will.
Look,
or we could.
You deserve it. You've done so many of these quizzes. You do a quiz that you want to do.
and immediately, yes, we never have. We alienate everybody in the chat stream and yourself. And I go on Skype and go, where is anybody? Anybody, please.
It's not called alienating. It's called refining the audience.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll learn these terms. Yeah.
Oh, don't say that ever. Never say that.
On to question 6, okay? And it's a multiple choice, okay? Or guess, as it were. I'll give you 3 answers. You choose which one it is and write that down entirely, chatters, or give it to me afterwards when it's your turn, Edward. Here is your question. From 959 to 975, which Saxon was the King of England? Was it Edgar, Ethelred the Unready, or Edmund Ironside? Come on, this is English history.
Sorry, I should know this, shouldn't I? Yeah.
We should all know this.
All know this.
From 959 to 975, which Saxon was the King of England? Was it Edgar, Ethelred the Unready, or Edmund Ironside?
One more time because I spoke over the answers again.
Sorry?
One more time with the answers because I spoke over them.
Oh, hang on one second. I'm checking out the chat stream here.
My favourite one is B, so I'm gonna go for B.
You're going to go for B.
Ethel.
Well, hang on. Let me read them to you again, just to make sure that your B corresponds with what you thought was B.
Yeah.
959 to 975. The Saxon who was King of England, was it Edgar, Ethelred the Unready, or Edmund Ironside?
Edmund Ironside. Let's go for C then.
You're going to go for C, Edmund Ironside. It was actually, there were 5 Saxon kings, and all of their names began with an E. We had Edward the Martyr, Ethelred the Unready, Edmund Ironside, and Edgar. And for the sake of 959 to 975, it was Edgar.
You've really gone hard on these quizzes, haven't you? You decided that you don't like the fact that we have an 8 out of 10 average, and you want to get it down to like 6. Is that right?
Well, I don't know. It was a multiple guess, so you did have a chance there.
To be fair, the chat do say at the end of the hard ones, they're like, oh, that was a good one. So they do seem to appreciate the difficult quizzes.
And there was much vacillation at the beginning, and they had a couple of different. They were saying it's not so and so and not so and so, which probably isn't really a guess.
No.
It's a way of homing out. So chat stream, instead of guessing like that, let's have your answer in future.
Yeah, is that right? We're going to be that strict on this? Okay, yeah.
Well, they eventually got there, so they're leading you now by a score of 4 points to 2.
Like, look,
Okay.
There's no way that people knew the answer to that question.
Well.
And
They got there.
And if you did,
the process of elimination. They knew it wasn't Ethelred. And then they worked their way to Edgar.
and to be fair, if they did, well done to them because great, well done.
No, good stuff.
Yeah, if you
Nice.
know it, great, it's impressive.
Historical background there. Question number 7. Okay, number 7. Look, if you see a cardinal, and we're not talking about the state bird of Ohio, you would properly address him as your what? If you see a cardinal, not talking about the state bird of Ohio, you would properly address him as your what? Hang on.
I can tell you what I want it to be.
I have their answer.
I want it to be excellence. Your excellence. Because that's such a cool thing, isn't it? People say, hey, immediately your excellence. It's wonderful. Is it excellence?
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Sadly not. They went for excellence was one of their two first choices as well, but they settled into eminence. Your eminence. An eminent, yes, an eminent person out there in the front,
Can I share
in the
something
floor.
with you that I really enjoyed? I just a lovely little phrase to just very, very quickly. I'm going to Google it. It was a quote, and Berit sent this to me this morning via Facebook, just because it's a nice thing to share. My internet's very slowly loading. But it was a really lovely, a long form quote about, oh God, we talk too much. I'm scrolling now back through the chat. About kind of living in the moment and how today is today and tomorrow is another day, and at the end of the day you just have to say, right, well, I did my best with that day, let's move on to the next day now. And every day is a new day. It's from the wonderful God, this is terrible of me. This is really good. Ralph Emerson.
Wolf Waldo Emerson, yeah.
Yeah. And
Ralph Waldo Emerson, even.
One thing I Googled because I wanted to find out who this very wise person was. And just one little quote, and it was, "The earth laughs in flowers." Isn't that nice?
It's beautiful, yeah.
The earth laughs in flowers. And it's so beautiful. It's like that's how the earth expresses itself, through flowers. I think that's so sweet. Anyway, sorry. Should we go back to the quiz? Oh, you're now looking at your bookshelf.
I'm looking at Emerson.
Yeah, right. Of course you are. Oh gosh, this is it. This is how we alienate our audience, because we just watch you look through your bookcase. It's quite nice, actually. Let's just do this for a second.
Oh, that's just one. Yeah, most of the books are over there. But yeah, I've got some Emerson. Yeah, the great thing about Emerson, he could say in one paragraph what it took other people 3 sides in an essay to say.
That one line, "The earth laughs in flowers," it just talks about the beauty of the planet, doesn't it? The earth laughs in flowers. You're just like, yeah, man, yeah, Ralph. Anyway, sorry, moving on. Let's get back to quiz.
Back to the quiz. It's on to question number 8. I would like the surname, please, of the only U.S. president whose surname began with the letter E.
One more time.
The surname, please, of the U.S. president, the only U.S. president whose surname began with the letter E. No looking up. If you know it, you know it. Get it down. We have a variety of spellings here in the chat stream, but they're there. They've got an answer, and we have consensus.
Eisenhower?
Eisenhower is absolutely correct, yes. Well done. Do you know his first names?
I think it's Ronald McDonald.
Ronald McDonald. They were a pair of D's. Dwight David Eisenhower.
DDA. Yeah, I remember now.
And one of his election slogans was "I like Ike." His nickname was Ike.
Oh,
Ike
yeah.
I like Ike. That's it. Yes. They're getting it in the chat stream. Dwight David Eisenhower. Of course, he was very, very big militarily. World War II and all that first probably set him up for becoming the president eventually. It's interesting what sets people up as president. I mean, with Ronald Reagan, it was 52 grade B films. With Eisenhower, it was military prowess.
Of course, yeah, military prowess, and
With Donald Trump, it's history judge. Okay. On to question number 9. By the way,
I had a dream that I met Donald Trump the other night, and he was a really nice man.
Okay.
No,
right.
I did genuinely, and I was like, oh, actually, like.
What made him nice in your dream?
He was just no, nothing to do with his politics. He was just a pleasant guy, and he was really talkative and chatty and friendly. That's it. Is that all? That's my. I don't think that's.
Someone you like.
I've never met the man. I've got no idea.
Someone you would play chess or checkers with in the park.
No, he was just very reasonable. He was just like, "Hey, how you doing? Are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh, this guy's actually quite pleasant." And he was just very polite. And in my dream, he was very, very polite. And he was like, "Yeah, people I think misunderstand how I come across." And I was like, "Oh, okay." This is. I'm not saying. I'm not making any assertions about him. I'm just saying that that's the way that my brain works. Is that like I think that I'm always going, yeah, but what's the truth? What's the truths, man? What's the true news? What's the truth behind all this? Maybe he's just a nice guy and like he's got wonky politics perhaps, but like I don't know. Yeah.
Oh. A Snowy Monk is pointing out, that basically he was recognized from The Apprentice and things like that. Again, it's a matter of, and I'm sure he wanted to just raise his ratings on television. I don't know if he ever actually wanted to be president so much as increase his brand.
I feel like we need to bail out of this conversation right this second and get on with the quiz.
Okay.
But only because it's too interesting and it's too real. Moving on.
Too real.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to even more real. The score is 6 points to 3. There's no way back from this, but we have 2 questions left,
That's
so
awful.
you can get awfully close.
So awful. What an awful
No,
score.
a tough round.
Yeah.
And this next one doesn't make it any easier.
Great.
Okay. Saruman. I'm not talking Saruman the White in the Lord of the Rings.
I was going to make the same.
Saruman.
Yeah.
Okay. Cerumen.
Yeah.
Is the medical term for this material produced by sebaceous glands in your body. What's the material called? It begins with an E. Cerumen. Cerumen. The medical term for a material produced by sebaceous glands in your body. They have no idea. We have some answers.
Enamel.
Enamel, as in...
Yeah, that's my guess.
Yeah. Enamel is quite good, but sebaceous glands probably wouldn't come up with that. Sebaceous glands, you have a lot of sebaceous glands sort of in here. Earwax.
Again, we've talked about earwax before. Taste it. Taste your earwax, everybody. It's disgusting. It's the worst taste ever.
I've never tasted earwax.
You've got to taste
nor
it.
do I have even the idea of doing it.
Next time you get a little pick going on, have a little taste. I'm not going to judge you for doing so. I don't do it, and I'll tell you why I don't do it, because I've learned that it's awful. When you're a kid, you eat your own earwax and stuff, and it's just like it's like eating sick. Right, moving on quickly, quick. It's lunchtime. People are eating their food. Did they get it right?
Let's get rid of that. Let's wax more eloquently here. Question number 10, last one in today's quiz. Yeah. One in which the chatters are, showing their prowess right now here by a score of 7 points to 3. Last question. The triple platinum song "Photograph," released as a single in 2015, spent well over a year in the top 40 singles chart for this British singer. Triple platinum song "Photograph," released as a single in 2015, spent well over a year in the top 40 singles chart for this British singer.
Did you give a year or not? Did you not give a year?
It was released in 2015.
Oh, okay. Oh, gosh. British Photograph.
Yes.
God, I don't know pop.
And the name begins with an E.
Yeah.
Over a year, at least 66 weeks or so. I can't remember how long, but a long time in the top 40 charts.
Can you give me the exact phrasing of the question again, one more time?
Bush Ranger says it's Ed Lewis.
I wish. Keep going.
The triple platinum song. It went triple platinum. Photograph. It was released as a single in 2015. Spent well over a year in the top 40 singles chart. Who put it out there?
So who? So you haven't given you didn't give a he or a she, did you? And you won't do
Never.
that. So I've got 2 people in mind. I've got Ellie Goulding and Ed Sheeran. I don't know Ed Sheeran's songs enough, but I know that he is megastar, and I know that 2015 sounds about right, but then it also does for Ellie Goulding as well. I don't really follow either of their careers. Just not really my kind of pop. I love pop music, but...
Do you have a coin handy?
No, I don't.
Flip
but
it.
I'm going to go with my gut feeling and go for Ellie Goulding.
You're going to go with your gut feeling. Ellie Goulding. It's Ed Sheeran.
Never go with your gut feeling. Never go with your gut. Never go with your gut
You
feeling.
know, that little uneasy feeling. That's just.
I just don't remember his song called Photograph. And that, ladies and gentlemen,
And
is a
I think it was issued
reflection
also
on how
with a
forgetting-
video that had a lot of his stuff from childhood, a lot of pictures of him. He ended up, though, in a bit of trouble, I suppose. It was settled out of court, but there was something about word for word or note for note plagiarism going on.
Yeah, I remember with Tom and the Tom, not Tom Waits. I remember the song that it was. People were saying that it was copying.
Yeah.
One of the
It was
greats.
settled out of court. Alien, by the way, started it all off, got him onto Ed Sheeran, and now is admitting that it was the first name they could think of. So
I overthought it, basically. I overthought it. I should have known. If no one's, I don't know. Hey, everyone, I'm back because that's the end, right? Tom Petty.
That's the
Tom
end.
Petty and the Heartbreakers. Yeah, absolutely.
Tom Petty.
That's what it
Hey,
was.
a wonderful, comprehensive trouncing today, Edward.